Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so based on the discussion you had with Mr. Quiros and the email I received from Trip, so what's the final arrangement that you suggest? The company you send us that are in Texas?
Well, yes, I spoke with Mr. Quiros 1 hour ago, and he told me that they accept to work with whichever escrow company you choose. So it makes sense that we use a trust company that we know and one with which we have worked in the past. So
Okay.
I already gave to him the name of the company just in case he wanted to check that company, specific company. And it's up to you to go ahead and say, okay, let's work with this company. I sent you an email some minutes ago with the name of the company. It's TLA. We're going to be working with their Texas office or Texas facilities. I do not have information about Republic, which is the company that the buyers are proposing. I don't have any information.
Okay.
I suppose that if we worked with Republic, some time could be saved just because it seems like Republic works together with the bank of the buyers. But I think that my recommendation to all of you is to work with the company that we have worked in the past.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yes, I agree.
The question is, okay, we have to bring the money in Canada. Do you know if this they have a branch in Canada or a connection so it can be easy? Because right now we don't have any bank account or any trust selected any trust. So
okay, remember that the escrow company will receive the funds from the buyer.
Yep.
Before closing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will sign instructions for the escrow company, and they will go ahead and follow those instructions and transfer the funds to wherever we tell the company to transfer the funds.
Yes.
Do we ask?
So that means that we as sellers need to determine where will we receive the funds. If I understand your question, what you're saying, or I think that what you're saying is that at this time you do not have a bank account or an escrow account to receive the funds. That's what you're saying?
Yes. And my question is, do they have? Are they doing business with a local company here, or do they have a branch, or so a company they know and they can do the transfer too?
No, no, but I think that's not necessary, or I mean that's not the way it works. Again, buyer needs to.
Yeah. Okay. So
you back home you need to do something to receive the funds. According to your needs. In previous, excuse me, Mark, in previous calls, I thought that I understood that it was easy in Canada to form or to open an account or to receive the funds.
Okay. Yes.
Like in escrow, and then that escrow would go ahead and do all the payments.
Send the
Yeah.
money. Okay.
The escrow company needs a bank, a bank account to transfer
Okay.
the funds, or several, but what they need is a clear direct instruction transfer to this account.
Okay.
They will not take care of I mean, they don't imagine having a branch in all the cities of the world. I mean, they don't.
Okay, Fernando and Mark, what about if I open an account at my case? It's like a bank, and escrow will send the money to my case, and we will have a 3% to we can open the account with 12 name or 3%, and each time that's it for the open this account. I think it's what he needs.
Yeah, but I think that opening an account personally is not a good idea. Okay.
Why?
Because you're gonna be responsible. I don't know. The government will come to you and say, okay, you have received 625,000.
Okay.
And it's gonna, and if something happened, you're gonna be responsible. If we use the escrow, it's secure, and doesn't mean that we need 3 signatures anyway. But
yes,
yeah, I think it's better an escrow. And my question, Fernando, is how long can the money stay in the escrow account in Texas?
Okay, yeah. Now I understand your concern. I think that what you're trying to tell me is that you have not yet opened in Canada the legal vehicle that will help all of you disburse the funds as you have to at the end.
Yes, that's right.
You don't have the structure yet, and so you're wondering if the trust company can keep this money for a while you take care of that, or if this trust company has you told me like an agent, a branch, or some other party in Montreal that can receive those funds like in trust while you define how is it that you're going to send the money to everyone.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
I would have to ask them, because usually their service is a service that a transactional service. They receive the funds, and probably 1, 2, 3, 4 days afterwards we have the closing, and then they send the funds out. That's the normal service. I would have to ask them if they can keep the money on behalf of the sellers and for how long, or if they can keep that money and change the let's say change the scope of the service, not to a transactional service, but to keep the money while you give them more instructions. I will have to ask them if they do that. Probably the answer is yes, but it would probably be different.
Yeah. But it will be easier if they have a partner, or so the tell us.
Yeah, you're right. I'll ask them if they can recommend us an escrow service in Montreal, I suppose.
Yeah.
That they can send the funds to Montreal, and that you will take care in Montreal of the following steps. Okay?
Yeah, we're gonna give them the instructions about the transfers to each investors. So we're not touching the money. We're only giving instructions. You know, like the table you receive, the table will be adjusted, you know, at the last minute, depending on the fees, etc. And then we'll ask them to do the transfer. And on their side too, they will have to keep money for a while, because we have 2% we're not able to reach. Okay, and we cannot give them the money, or, you know, if we don't reach them, we're gonna have to keep the money there and look for legal things here about what we do with it.
Okay, no, I will go ahead and ask them either if, well, I suppose that you rather have that service in Montreal and not in Texas.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Montreal, yes.
So I will ask them if they can recommend us an escrow service in Montreal, and I will let you know. Yeah, good.
Okay. And
Okay.
about the 3 signatures, Fernando, the thing is, I'm the only one. Martin is in Mexico. William is in France. Do they need to see the person in Montreal? You understand my question? Or
No,
we're gonna have to name 2 other person that are in Montreal?
I don't understand your question.
Okay. The instruction of the transfer is, we have 3 people responsible for that. Me, Martin Lesage, and William Spur. You understand?
Yes.
So my question, okay, do we have to meet them in person to identify ourselves in order to give instruction, or everything can be online?
None of the above.
Okay.
Yeah, remember that when you appointed me as liquidator, the appointment says that I will be receiving from the 3 of you the instructions.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that means that this arrangement is internal.
Okay.
That means that I will sign the transfer deed, only me. And in the transfer deed, it's going to say that Fernando Alfaro, as liquidator, representing each company, signs the transfer. I will be signing the escrow agreement with the escrow company.
Yeah.
I will be signing the instructions to the escrow company on what to do with that money, this particular escrow company. They do not need your signatures or anything from you to do this. Why? Because from a legal point of view, as liquidator, I have the authority to do all of this. Internally, I know that in order to sign the deed and in order to give the the transfer instructions, I need to have written prior instructions from the 3 of you.
Okay.
Now, afterwards, when you create your trust in Montreal, then yes, that's like a different step, a different chapter of the story, in which I will probably not be involved at all. I don't have to. And there, yes, you have to talk with your Montreal escrow company and sign papers with them and new instructions with them, and you will probably tell them you are authorized to follow instructions if you have these 3 signatures, and it's up to you to tell the escrow company you will be receiving the instructions by email, by DocuSign, or
Right.
no, you need us to, we want you to receive us personally in your office. That's up to you. That's for you to define in that escrow.
Okay.
Okay. So as soon as it comes in, the money is transferred to Canada, you're not anymore the liquidator, or you're not managing that money anymore. Could you still give instructions, or does it?
Okay, no, that's interesting, because in fact, the sales proceeds, we're going to have 10 sales proceeds, because we're going to establish which is the price of each right or each derecho, correct? And I'm waiting for you to give me that information, because I need to send that information to the buyer's attorney.
You didn't.
As a liquidator, I am responsible. Let's say one of the companies sells in $60,000. So I am responsible to follow your instructions to do the sale. I am responsible to follow your instructions in the sense that that money is going to be sent to X in Canada. And I also need to confirm or verify or check that in fact those funds finally reach each shareholder. So yes, I am responsible from a legal point of view all the way till the money goes to the final shareholders.
Okay.
So Mark, you're right. I could continue giving instructions to the escrow in Canada so that I can assure that Martin Dumont received his money, Lucy her money, and Mark his money. But I don't know if the escrow company in Canada, what will they request from me in order to understand that I can give those instructions.
Yeah, for me, it makes sense, okay, that you gives the instruction. We represent the, the group, but
that's not like a formal thing. It's just like an agreement, let's say.
Yeah. Yes, and this way, we don't have a personal advantage, or that kind of things. And because the government also will check, I'm sure will check every transaction and why, and so it makes sense that you continue to be responsible of it until everyone has signed. And we'll see after, like the 2% that we told you we're not able to reach. And so please check that. And
yeah, but let's have something. Let's make a difference. One thing is to give instructions, and another thing is to hold the funds, or to well, no, if you open a trust, if you open an escrow account in Canada, the holder of the funds is the escrow company, okay? And the beneficiaries will be each shareholder, and they will follow my instructions. I don't have any problem with that if the escrow company doesn't have any problem with that. or I don't know what the escrow company in Canada will request from me to understand that I am the liquidator, etc. Maybe nothing. Maybe it's less complicated than Costa Rica, and they will say, well, yes, if you're the liquidator, that's okay with me.
Yeah, because
I understand your point, Mark, and I can be available. I understand your point. It's very valid, and it makes a lot of sense in front of all of the shareholders that the liquidator continues, you know, till the end, follow instructions rather than three of you, just to, you know, to avoid, you know, someone feeling uncomfortable or whatever. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
wait a second, Mark. Fernando, you recommend a trust to open a trust for that in Canada?
Well,
I understand.
I am far from being an expert in Canada matters. Again, what I heard from William or someone some months ago was that it was very easy in Canada to open like a bank account.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
that had as the purpose receiving these monies, and that's like incredible to think of in Costa Rica, absolutely incredible. But if in Canada if it's possible, and I don't see why not, it's great that you
It's
can go
possible
to a
to-
bank, open an account, and
Yes.
say that it's like a one purpose account to receive funds, and then that would be great. But I don't know if that's how it works.
Okay, parce que,
But
Mark, it's possible to open a trust, yes, but we need a legal contract to open that.
You need what?
We
No,
need to
legal,
find a lawyer to
legal
represent.
contract. It's like a contrat juridique. Là, you cannot open a trust like that. We need a notaire or a lawyer to open that. We cannot open a trust like that.
Yeah.
It's easy, but it's not easy like that. I mean, there's legal things to do, and the government is checking everything. And for me, you know, if you can, with the escrow company, do the transfer up to Canada and still be responsible, it makes sense for the escrow company too. I mean, you bring the money from US to Canada, and then you distribute it. So it makes sense. I don't know why they wouldn't, but ask. Otherwise, I've contacted a notary, a fiscalist, that they have a trust company, and like Lucy and Martin are saying, we need a professional, you know, like a lawyer, or a notary, or so. Okay.
No, I will do that. I'll check that with TLA and let you know if we can handle that with them. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, we'll find a way for the trust to be and give you instruction. But let's look at the easiest way first, and
okay.
And see if they can hold the money for quite many days.
For some time, that would be good to know. Okay, I'll ask them if they can keep that money for us, and for how long. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but Fernando, if they have a partner here or something, then they transfer it as soon as they can.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, when I told them that the funds were to be transferred to Montreal, they said no problem. But of course, I need to go ahead and explain them our needs further. Yeah.
Okay. And you were asking about the table. I've sent you an email with an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So the distribution is specified in the spreadsheet. If you have any question, you can call me or ask me.
Okay, I'll check it. I saw it, and I thought I mean, I didn't see that all those added 625, but maybe I was not looking at the correct page or whatever. Yeah, I'll check it again.
Okay, and also you have an image of the signature of almost everyone meeting in 2014 approving those numbers. So
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other question?
No,
Oh,
the recording will be sent to all the committee, and we
Okay.
all speak together.
If you have 1 minute, I would like just to say where are we? Okay. As you know, we paid all land taxes and services. That's the municipal payments. Of course, we paid for the last quarter, October, November, December. That means that if we close in a week or whenever, I will ask them to reimburse us the days after closing, because that's something that they have to pay. Okay, so somehow at closing or before, they will have to give us whatever they have to pay for those days. The same go well, and then we received a statement of the amount due to the HOA, the $310, and Lucy asked me to pay for that. We're going to pay for that also. At this time, we are also working on clearing the properties from the legal mortgage that was annotated to each property. Each property had a mortgage fixed by the tax authority because of the taxes owed, which at the end we didn't owe, but we're clearing that. And as I explained in the last email, the escrow company, this one or any escrow company, needs to have the pre-agreement or pre-contract between the parties that shows price and whatever we agreed on. And I'm going to have to work on that. I will send you, all of you, a very simple document that shows, the basics, so that we can then send that to the buyers for them to sign and for us to sign, because we need that to present to the escrow company. When I spoke with Mr. Quiroz, the attorney of the buyers, he told me, yes, we need that anyhow if we're going to work with an escrow. And he said, well, given that you're the ones that need the escrow, you go ahead and prepare it. So I'll have to prepare it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Parallel to this, Mr. Quiroz, the attorney of the buyers, he's preparing the draft of the transfer deed. He needs from me the price per derecho. He's also working on recording or registering the company that will buy the land. He's still working on that. And he's just waiting for me to give to him, the know your client and all the information and the contact of the escrow company, so they start to communicate. Now I finally read Lucy's email, in the sense that I understand, Lucy, that you need me to send to you like a statement or pre-bill of the expenses.
Of the expenses, especially for the taxes and the HOA payment.
But
So,
you need that separate?
yes, please, because it won't be in the same bank account as the money that we will receive. So I will ask the investors to give me the money so I can pay you for this part.
Okay, but you need that separate from like my normal statement to you.
Yes, if
But
it's
you-
if it's possible for you.
Yeah, no. I can give you what I propose is that I give you that statement, but I would probably say and affix to it the receipts of payment so you can distribute that between the companies.
Yes,
Okay.
Fernando, you're gonna take everything we own you from the escrow, right?
I don't know, not necessarily. How
You're
do
gonna
you?
back, or it can be okay.
You-
I thought that when the money is transferred in the escrow, then you will take
Mm.
what we own you from there, and you're gonna send the rest to Canada. Yeah.
I
Or
was
you. Mm,
my plan was to do as always. I was planning to send to Lucy a statement for services rendered in October, especially because it includes expenses or expenses
for
more
one
farther
family.
than and once you approve it, you can go ahead and tell me we're going to pay you like always, making a transfer, or you could tell me, let's do something. We'll pay for this at closing. Correct? That's what you're saying, Mark? That you're going to pay that at closing? And,
Yes.
and that would be an instruction to the escrow company. To the escrow company, we can say of the funds received, transfer to Costa Rica, X to the attorney to pay for the bills, transfer X to Canada. Yeah.
Yes, because you know
I don't
what?
have any problem in waiting. No problem.
Okay, but I don't see myself asking money to the investor while we have 600,000, to pay what's left. So
Okay. Yeah,
the way I see it is we receive the money, we pay everything we have to pay, and then we split. You understand?
okay, yes. So I do not have any problem in waiting till closing to get reimbursed or paid for the expenses. No problem.
Okay.
But I would like to send to Lucy as soon as possible the statement so that you approve it prior
Yeah.
to. Okay.
Okay. I have a question. Do you know the time it will take for you doing the papers, and after that send it to Kiros and finalize everything?
Well, I can send to the committee today the draft of this option to purchase agreement. Let's call it that way.
Okay.
Because I need you to say, yeah, it's okay, and then I will send it to the attorney. If I send it to him tomorrow, I'm sure he's going to say yes, okay, because it's going to be something very, very simple. And of course, I'm going to take out of it all things that could represent to us an obligation or whatever, because we don't want to assume anything more than what we need. We have to wait for him to form the new company, the company that's going to buy. And he says that he thinks he will have that company sometime tomorrow or Thursday.
Okay.
I suppose that we could, in parallel to this, we need to sign an escrow agreement with the escrow company, all of us, or me and the escrow company. And we also need to well, to give the instructions to the escrow company. I suppose that we should be able to do this within the next week. I mean, anytime by Tuesday next week. I suppose.
Okay.
Right? One thing, Fernando, we discussed about like a contract between the buyers and us, saying that we're not responsible for permits, etc., etc. Where are we with that, or how does it fit in all that?
What permits are you talking about?
No, but I'm talking about, okay, we're supposed to sign a purchase agreement with conditions, and we, because we don't want them to be after us after, the soil test, they will do it. We sell the land as is. We don't
No,
want any responsibility after. So where is it defined?
No, that's why
They sign a contract.
that's why I think that the option to purchase agreement has to say the parties, sellers, buyer, price, property as is, and that they acknowledge, they know the property, they acknowledge that they know it, that they know what to do with it or whatever, and that's it, nothing else. As
Mhm.
is. I
No
would use the
condition.
term as is. It's okay to use that term from a legal point of view and nothing else.
Mhm. Without any condition.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we cannot make this pre-agreement complicated. It has to be
No.
very simple, and the
Yeah.
transfer deed has to be very simple. Why? Because the property registration, the public information regarding each property states clearly all the information we need for the company. I mean, they can never argue that they didn't know something, because they know that the property is for housing purposes. They know it is not for hotel, because that's what the registration says, housing purposes.
Yeah.
They know the piece of land, and they are there, they've been there. As you say, no soil test, no nothing. Yeah, very, very simple.
Okay, so it's going to be part of what you're going to prepare and send to us?
Yes.
Okay.
But don't expect that document to say that we're not responsible for A, B, C, D, E, F, because if we include that, they will come back and say, no, yes, no. As is.
Yeah.
As
Yes.
As it includes everything that we're not responsible.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense because they are in Costa Rica, or at least neither. They know the place, they know the condominium. We're not here, or you're not here, etc. You're not engineers, you're not whatever. You're just simple holders, owners selling something.
Okay.
And he knows that he is doing a good deal.
Yes.
That's okay with me.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. Yeah.
Martin. Okay, so thank you, Fernando, and we're near the closing. So next week we expect it's going to give us time to receive from you about the trust, and so we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll keep you informed by email of all of these items I wrote down. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you
Fernando.
very much,
Thank you.
Fernando.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Restez là les autres un peu, s'il vous plaît. Merci, Fernando. Thank you. Juste, j'ai deux petites questions pendant qu'on est là. Je voulais savoir, on avait des frais encore à payer, mais j'ai compris puis pas compris. Là, on n'est pas là en novembre puis en décembre. On a vendu, mettons, en octobre. nous, est-ce qu'on devait des frais pour l'entretien du terrain avant octobre, j'imagine?
Il
Mais on n'a
manquait,
pas
oui,
payé.
il y a une partie qui a été payée en octobre, mais il reste 310 $. C'était comme une obstination que j'avais avec eux parce que à chaque fois que j'envoyais des paiements, eux autres, ils revenaient avec des frais supplémentaires.
Ouais,
Puis
l'administration,
après,
etc.
Puis après, c'est ça, il m'a montré, l'administrateur m'a montré que quand moi, mettons, si j'envoie 100 piastres,
Oui,
puis que notre banque est censée envoyer 100 piastres, quand eux autres reçoivent là-bas, ils reçoivent 75. Parce qu'il y a
OK.
comme des frais
Ouais,
interpayés, je ne sais pas trop, là,
OK.
qui
Une autre petite question,
apparaissent pas
les
pour
amis.
nous.
Ouais, OK. L'autre petite question, c'est que j'ai compris qu'on ne voulait pas mettre ça dans un compte pour une raison d'impôt et de taxes. Si on met ça dans les mains de l'escroc, est-ce qu'on peut s'éviter ça? Est-ce qu'il faut un trust pareil?
C'est ça qu'on fait.
L'escroc,
Ouais.
c'est un trust.
Ah, l'escroc, c'est le trust.
C'est
OK.
un
Bon.
trust.
Parfait. Il va falloir
Puis
les déterminations.
juste pour être sûr, le 310 $ qu'on doit à Hacienda del Mar, c'est Fernando qui l'a déjà payé, comme il a
Oui,
payé toutes les taxes municipales pour le moment,
ouais, c'est ce que j'ai vu.
qui va regarder si on peut être remboursé pour si on close rapidement, parce que là, il a payé jusqu'en décembre. Donc,
OK.
ce qu'on aura trop payé entre octobre et décembre, on va demander s'il peut être remboursé.
OK. Puis, dernière question, le trust, c'est tout en US, j'imagine? Parce qu'on a tout transformé en US, là, comme c'est là. Fait que
Ben,
ça va être.
on est payé en US, donc c'est sûr que on va le recevoir en US, puis après, ben, je verrai, tu sais, on va voir avec Fernando, là, premièrement,
Ouais.
quelle compagnie, puis après ça, ben, on dira, OK, on veut tant canadien, on
Ben,
définira après. Là, il faut aussi que je sache de chaque investisseur combien ils veulent en canadien, combien ils veulent en US.
ben là,
Ouais.
une fois que
Moi,
l'argent, 620, une fois que le 600 000
ouais,
US va être au Canada, ben là,
ben, c'est
c'est
les.
à nous à nous arranger rendu là,
Oh, ouais.
l'argent va être répatrié.
Ouais, ben, moi, ce que je fais, je l'enverrai tout en US au monde, aux investisseurs, puis c'est à eux autres à faire ce qu'ils veulent après, là, tu sais. C'est sûr que le taux de change est alléchant ces temps-ci, 1,32, là. Mais, tu sais, c'est à nous, j'imagine, rendu là à faire ce qu'on veut, là. Je sais pas ce que tu en penses, Marc. Marc et Martin.
Ben, moi, ma suggestion, là, c'était d'utiliser la force du groupe pour avoir un meilleur taux pour convertir. Parce que
Ah, OK. Ouais, ouais, ouais.
pas individu par individu, ben, ils vont donner un petit taux, là.
OK.
Quand tu arrives avec un gros montant, si,
Je comprends,
exemple,
Marc. Je comprends.
hein,
Mhm.
juste pour
Il
en
n'y a pas
avoir le plus.
longtemps, il y a pas longtemps, le taux de change était à 1,40. C'est sûr, si on est capable d'aller chercher quelques sous de plus, tant mieux, là. Mais on peut s'essayer. On va voir. On peut s'essayer.
Ben, moi, je sais que les taux ne sont pas pareils. Tu ne négocies pas de la
Non,
même
non,
façon.
c'est sûr. C'est sûr. C'est
Ouais.
bon. C'est bon.
Mais
Regardez,
il y a une chose
regardez ça.
aussi qu'il faut envoyer à Stéphane Boutotte puis Christiane Lamarche.
Ah,
Un avis
ouais.
comme quoi là, le terrain est vendu. Là.
Ouais.
Que s'ils veulent avoir leur part, ben, il faut qu'ils se manifestent. S'ils ne
Je
répondent
sais pas.
pas,
Je sais pas si je parlerai à son père à Boutotte cette fois-là, puis lui disant que le terrain est vendu, est-ce que son fils va avoir de l'argent? Je pense qu'il nous rappellerait. Tu sais, ça éviterait peut-être ça pour Stéphane Boutotte, mais un dans l'autre, sinon c'est un huissier. Là, tu sais,
Mais je
on a
pense que
déjà
tu as
envoyé.
raison. Tu as raison,
Hein?
Martin. Quand il recevait des lettres, il pensait que c'était des comptes, mais là, si on lui
Oui, c'est
dit
ça.
qu'on a de l'argent pour lui, il va peut-être allumer.
Il va allumer. Son père, inquiète pas, le message va se rendre, puis l'autre, il va prendre le téléphone, j'imagine.
Ouais. Dis,
Regarde, je te laisse.
on a de l'argent pour lui. Il veut-tu ou il veut pas?
C'est ça. Sinon, on le partage, puis qu'il nous fasse un écrit comme quoi il ne veut pas. Sinon, je pense pas
Bon,
qu'ils disent
regardez
non à
ça.
ça. Je pense pas qu'ils disent non à ça.
Hey,
Ouais,
Martin, fais-le pas chier, là, toi, là.
Comment?
il nous
Comment?
titille, là, il nous
Un
titille.
message. Je parle à Martin
Ah,
Lassalle.
OK. T'es en train de nous montrer des
Regarde
créatures,
le...
là? Martin? Alors, Martin?
Émile.
C'est
Fait
bon.
que, non, ben, c'est super cool, guys, la gang. Puis, ça l'achève.
Ça augure
Merci.
bien. En tout cas, merci Marc de nous avoir présenté Fernando.
Je pense
Merci,
que
Marc.
C'est
je
vraiment
pense que je vais m'ennuyer de
super.
vous autres.
Vraiment top. Ben, Lucie, je ne sais pas si tu as bien compris que ce qu'on va devoir à Fernando, on peut tout comptabiliser. Puis
Oui, j'ai
lui,
compris.
OK.
Oui, c'est ça.
On n'aura pas besoin de
Il
demander
dit
de l'argent.
qu'il est correct avec ça. Je veux juste,
Ben ouais.
il va sûrement rester de l'argent dans ce compte-là aussi, dans celui dans lequel on
Ouais.
paye toutes nos choses, c'est que ça sera à redistribuer aussi.
Ouais, on l'ajoutera au montant. Puis,
Moi, je vous
c'est
quitte, les
parfait.
amis.
OK, bye.
Bye.
OK.
OK.
Avez-vous d'autres questions? Qu'est-ce
Bon.
qu'est-ce qu'on pourrait envoyer aux investisseurs?
Ben moi, je pense que je leur enverrai l'état où ça en est rendu. Puis
Ouais.
lui dire que c'est probablement au courant de la semaine prochaine que ça pourrait être, on pourrait avoir l'argent. Puis qu'est-ce qu'on peut leur dire?
Le
Ben,
tableau, ils l'ont
envoyer
le
tableau.
tableau, ils l'ont eu, hein, les amis? Je pense que le
Non.
tableau, ils l'ont tous eu, non?
Oui, envoyer le tableau. Ben,
Ouais.
dis qu'est-ce que tu
Qui,
t'allais comme
Ouais.
des choses
hein?
à faire.
Qui valide leur tableau, si c'est juridique, si c'est correct. Puis moi, je l'ai regardé de mon côté, puis ça me semble correct en passant, là.
Ben, tout le monde les avait signés. Fait que,
C'est ça, c'est ça.
euh, aussi, Lucie, ben,
Il y a les
demander
pourcentages.
s'il y en a qui veulent en canadien. Si tout le monde veut en US, ben OK, mais s'il y en a qui veulent en canadien, puis on jugera là, après là, si ça vaut la peine ou pas.
C'est ça,
Ouais.
c'est ça. Exact.
Puis, il me semble qu'il y avait autre chose que tu t'avais mentionné.
Ben, il avait envoyé une lettre à Boutotte.
Boutotte, oui. Ça, est-ce que tu pourrais le faire,
Écoute,
Martin?
moi, je vais faire un téléphone, puis s'il faut, j'enverrai la lettre. Là. Mais la lettre, est-ce que ça va être reconnu? Je ne suis pas un huissier, moi. Tu comprends?
Non, non, tu veux, regarde, la lettre, tu l'écris, on l'approuve, puis après, ben, tu trouves un huissier qui va aller le porter.
OK.
On fait
Avant, je vais faire
affaire.
un téléphone. Si vous permettez, je vais faire un téléphone avant.
Ben oui, c'est
Puis
sûr.
si ça marche, tant mieux. Tu comprends?
Oui.
Ouais.
Puis il va
Ben, c'est
rester
parce que
l'autre personne. Oui, allez-y.
l'huissier, c'est officialisé, là. Lui, il va même identifier le document. C'est quoi qu'on envoie, tu comprends? Fait qu'après ça, s'il nous revient dans 15 ans et il dit hey, j'ai jamais reçu rien, oui, regarde, c'est cette lettre-là que tu as reçue. Puis c'est le huissier, ce qu'il fait, c'est légalement enregistré, là, tu comprends? C'est pour ça que.
Ce qui est plate un peu, c'est que je n'ai pas d'adresse. Je n'ai pas d'adresse parce que sa lettre que j'ai encore, elle m'est retournée. La dernière lettre que j'ai envoyée, là, recommandée, elle m'est retournée. Je n'ai pas d'adresse de Stéphane Bouta.
Oui,
C'est ça
mais
qui
ça ne
est.
veut pas dire que l'adresse n'est pas bonne. Il peut l'avoir juste
Ben, il a
reçue,
vendu
puis
sa
il n'a pas
maison,
retourné
je n'ai
de
pas de
lettre.
nouvelle adresse. Lucie, il a vendu sa maison, je n'ai pas de nouvelle adresse. C'est
OK,
ça
il faut
l'histoire.
passer par son père, alors.
Ben, c'est ça. C'est pour ça que
Ça.
je vais faire un téléphone avant. Puis je vous tiens au courant.
Christiane Lamarche
Ben,
est
peut-être
rejoignable. Hein. Elle, peut-être qu'elle n'a
que
pas
le huissier-
l'adresse, mais elle est rejoignable. Hein,
OK?
parce qu'Annie Chaput avait communiqué avec elle. Fait
Bon,
que,
ben, OK. Puis elle donnait pas de signe de vie, Christiane Lamarche, jusqu'à
ben,
récemment, quoi.
Annie Chaput, non, elle ne donnait pas de signe parce qu'elle dit qu'elle a tout donné à Stéphane comme
Ah, OK.
ses parts.
OK. Bon. Ben là, nous autres,
Euh,
as-tu quelque chose qui vient dire ça ou y a-tu un contrat qui s'est fait entre eux?
J'ai aucune idée, là. C'est tout ça, c'est à vérifier.
OK. C'est bon. Bon, ben, garde, je vous tiens au courant. Je vais faire mon devoir avec Stéphane, puis on verra.
OK, parfait. Puis, je vais envoyer notre enregistrement à aux autres membres du comité. Comme ça, tout le monde va avoir
Good.
même information un jour.
Good. Hey, merci.
Fait que, on attend aujourd'hui
Ouais, c'est parfait.
le document de Fernando.
Oui.
approuvé par vous trois, hein, Marc? Le document ou par l'ensemble du comité?
Ouais, ouais.
Par vous trois.
Ben, c'est minimum.
Ben, minimum 3 personnes. Puis au pire des pires, est-ce que au niveau numérique, ça serait faisable, numériser, puis avec une signature numérique?
Mais je pense que oui, ça peut. Avec
ben, on ira de
la
même.
signature de Marc, Martin
On ira de même.
et
On prend le
William.
même document, puis on numérise, puis les gars signent vis-à-vis, puis on le fait passer. On l'envoie à William, puis à Martin. Martin, c'est pas évident non plus, là. Martin, c'est pas évident, lui.
Mais je
Mais
pense
William,
qu'il peut
Mais
s'organiser.
non, mais il
là.
rejoint.
Il est rejoignable. Là.
ouais, bon, c'est ça. Il y aura un endroit, là, puis etc. C'est bon.
Fait que,
OK.
OK, parfait.
On finit
Bonne
ça?
fin de journée.
C'est bon?
Oui.
Bonne fin de
Bye.
journée. Merci à vous.
OK,
Merci.
bye bye.
Bye.